Here is my not so hot take. This is Tommy from the Angry Bears Fan Podcast answering the question of, should the Bears trade DJ Moore? Let's get into it. Look, I know the video just dropped of me giving DJ Moore a solid B, which is kind of mid in terms of Bears wide receiver grades this year. He hasn't been great. He hasn't been bad. He's just been kind of in the middle. Now, I know a lot of us are going to talk about the effort, the route running, the disinterested look and stuff like that. But the fact of the matter is that this man is a leader in the locker room. Not only does he show up day in and day out, every week, every Sunday on game day, he's been more of a willing blocker than I ever thought he would be. If you take a look at tape this year, he is blocking his ass off. And the man is tough as nails. And when I say tough, hospital ball after hospital ball, hit after hit, the man gets up, walks off the field for a couple plays, comes right back in. There was a lot of talk about him possibly being concussed in that last play against the Los Angeles Rams in the divisional round when he didn't necessarily run his route and then he kind of stopped, allowing the ball to get intercepted. And then there's the issue of, do we really know what we're getting from Rome Odunze moving forward? Now, I like Rome Odunze. I thought he was a solid pick at number 9, but the fact of the matter is this man has more drops than I can possibly think of. He has the most drops out of any of the wide receivers for the Bears. Rome Odunze we're talking about. Yes, he's a young player and he can grow, he can progress, but Rome Odunze is going to have more trade value than DJ Moore will if you're trying to land a big superstar such as Max Crosby. I know there's some other stuff that has to be involved in terms of cap and everything else like that, but if you're the Las Vegas Raiders, you're going to want a younger Rome Odunze in a trade than you are going to want DJ Moore. And like I said, we don't know what we're getting with Rome Odunze yet. He hasn't stepped into that number 1 role and taken it away as much as we all thought he would, which is kind of why I'm hesitant on trading DJ Moore, because DJ Moore at least is Mr. Consistent. You saw what he was able to do with bad quarterbacks throughout his career in Carolina, going for 1,000 yards every single year. And I know he had a huge drop-off this year in terms of catches. Last year he had 95 catches. This year he only had about 60. And a lot of that does have to do with the fact that, you had the emergence of Rome Odunze, you had the emergence of Luther Burden, Colston Loveland, stuff like that. There are a lot of mouths to feed on this offense. But you also need a guy that's going to come in there and teach these youngins exactly what it means to be a pro. And that's what DJ Moore brings to the table. DJ Moore is one of those guys that's going to come in, he's going to work his ass off, he's going to do his job. He doesn't bitch, moan, and complain like a number 1 wide receiver typically. You take a look at the Jamar Chases, the Justin Jeffersons, the George Pickens, the CeeDee Lambs. These guys, it's all about them. It's all about them. They want the ball every single play. DJ Moore, however, is not like that. He's not a diva like them. He just goes in, does his job. He's very solid. So I would not want to see DJ Moore trade, but I would understand it. So I'm going to say no. The Bears do not trade DJ Moore this offseason.